Back in the day, around the year 2000, before, when everything is digital, a group of friends had to meet up at someone's house and play with each other in person. Only one person needed a console and game for a group of friends to enjoy one video game. So pricing the console and games at a high value back then made sense.
This era, I pre-ordered Killer Instinct for my Super Nintendo when it came out. That bitch-ass game on the receipt was $95. And
In this video, Max talks about the high prices of SNES games before the year 2000, and that GTA 6 being $100 would not be a surprise to anyone, and consumers wouldn't even complain. In modern times, everyone needs a console or a computer, and a copy of each game. I'm going to use some party games as examples, and these are 7 Days to Die, GTFO, Halo Infinite Story, Escape the Backrooms, Helldivers 2, Lethal Company, Phasmophobia, Repo, Pummel Party, Rivals of Ether 2, Sea of Thieves. Everyone involved has to have their own copy of the game to play together. But imagine if you only needed one copy of these games to enjoy with your friends. Hazelight Studios, the developer of It Takes Two and Split Fiction, already does this with Friends Pass. Now, after Nintendo Direct, everyone is upset at Nintendo for pricing their Switch 2 games on the website. $80 for Mario Kart World and $70 for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and are afraid that other companies and developers will follow in Nintendo's footsteps.
The one thing that I would ask of those people is, like, can you not defend the practice, which is blatantly not needed, because they could have sold Mario Kart World at $60 and made absolutely obscene profit margins. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that they can sell this game at $30 and they will still absolutely print more money than most people can ever even friggin' dream of, and they will make like more than enough profit to pay off all their shareholders and all of this whatever, and they will still like be raking it in. As a matter of fact, I would argue that there might even be a world where they sell it at $30 and they make even more money than selling it at $80, but I'm not, qualified to talk about all that. But I would make that argument that I think that that is a possibility.
In this video, Rurikon shows his disappointment and worry for the future of pricing in video games. My stance is that if companies increase video game prices to $80, and that becomes the new norm, they also have to consider game share.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. GameShare can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. GameShare support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
I do not know how game share will work, but if it's also implemented on single-player games, then it's actually a win for some consumers and a loss for Nintendo. Everyone will still need the Switch 2, but that's comparable with everyone owning a $500 computer. Now only one person will need to buy Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza. I put buy in quotes because you're not actually buying the game. You're buying a key to allow you to download the game, but that's a discussion for another time. My point is, even if it's just a group of 2 friends, the friends can split the cost. So instead of $80 each, those two will only be paying $40 each, while Nintendo loses $80 of potential earnings. With a group of 3 friends, splitting the cost will have each pay $27, while Nintendo loses $160 of potential earnings. With a group of 4 friends, splitting the cost will have each pay $20, while Nintendo loses $240 of potential earnings. The downside to this is that you won't be able to play the game unless the person who owns it is online. And also, this is only the case for an ideal friendship. However, friendships do not last forever. People come and go. So when that friend group splits up, what happens then? The owner will be the only one benefiting. I'm not taking any sides. I'm just listing the possibilities. It's possible that someone out there has no friends, or they want to own everything because they don't want to wait for someone else to get online. It's also possible that one person has many friends and will never have to pay for any Switch 2 games because of game share. But what will most likely happen is everyone is going to want their own copy of the game. Depending on how game share will work, the price increase to $80 may not be so bad. You could also have the designated owner pay $50, while the friend pays $30 for a group of 2. Or the owner pays $50 while the other 2 pay $15 for a group of 3. Or the owner pays $50 while the other 3 pay $10 each for a group of 4. I chose $50 because it's lower than the standard $60, but this is only an example. The amount people pay will depend on what each friend group decides. Whether you decide to evenly split the cost or have the owner pay a little extra is up to you. We don't know if there will be any lag. We don't know what games will allow game share. But we will find out in 2 months when the Switch 2 releases. Until then, see ya.